Hey, 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 good people. Hope you can see me. I'm trying to get this light together so we can see each other. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Well, actually, hopefully you'll watch this. It may be a different time. Just happy today. And I want you all to just join along, play along. Today, I want to invite those of you who are coming in to play a game. We're talking about new mind, new money. Say yes to new mind, new money. And I put new mind in parentheses because most of the time we are definitely open to receiving new money. And for those of you all who don't know me, I'm Latanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, and Passion. And I have not been saying that for this entire series, but because it's been family. It's been those of you who are committed to continuing your journey in some way, shape, form, or fashion in the area of your personal, professional life. And so when I'm coming today to play a game, so I want as many of you to actually be in the room to play the game many as you can. And so some of you may know that this is a little bit of a cheat sheet because I've already taught this training. I actually have a whole 7-day process. I believe it's a 7-day, 10-day process of teaching this new mind, new money, right? And so I want to do an exercise with you all, if you indulge me, because when we look at this gateway, this 12-12 gateway, and this opportunity right now where the deck is being cleared, this opportunity to really program your mind, your body, your spirit, your intentions, your household, and how you've done things, especially with being at home during this stay at home order. How many of you are working from home? Hey everybody. Hey my sisters. Thank you for saying hello, letting me know that you are here. That's okay. You're at work, no worries. I appreciate you tuning in. Share it with your friends. Ask them to come in on the video. My hair is soaking wet, so if you see me grabbing it, it's just because it just feels funny. But I just want to come in because and remind us of this time. It's like this is it's been amping, clearing us out. There's been so much where we've had to face ourselves, face our conversations. And again, I'll go over the review. So if you haven't been here the whole time, hey, my love. If you have not been here the whole time, the first one I did is say yes to forgiveness. I really do think that that's the most powerful one that opens the way to be able to even get your mind right to say yes to the next thing, which is your spiritual gifts, because some of you have spiritual gifts, even though you may be working somewhere or sharing them as a catalyst in some other format. Your gifts really do make room for you, but sometimes we don't make room for the gift. So check that one out. And then I went over yes to practice. And then yesterday I went over for in the spirit of juicy, say yes to good loving. And so there's more, of course, where all of this comes from. And I'm just coming in to prime the pump. Get your juices flowing for yourself. Get your juices flowing for some areas where you may have been either holding a position. I talked a lot yesterday about holding a position, or where you just have been blocked, or where there just have been a blind spot. You just didn't consider it the way that I've been presenting it, or you do already know. For all of you who already knowers, it's okay to be reminded. Thank God that I have a tribe, and thank God that that's what I feel that when you have an elder, a coach, where you have a mastermind, where you have a tribe that you can come and be safe with, it allows you that once you learn to be reminded. And so when you keep company with people, now that it's not that you are lessening yourself just because you already know. Oftentimes that need to prove, or the distrust in being able to be around a learning community, because I'm a lifelong student. I'm a lifelong learner. And I think that's what makes me a master teacher, is that I am a lifelong learner. And I love learning, and I love being a student. And when I talked about saying yes to practice, when we talk about prosperity, when we talk about the idea of prospering, right? The idea of prosperity is always something that gets our attention. And yet we love prosperity talk, but how many of you have hit walls? I'm raising my hand. You've hit walls. You know that in your mind, you know abundance, but you don't trust the prosperity practices. Right. And so I want to play a game with you. So here, the magic number is 11. We have an 11 number. Okay, it just went down, and I know Facebook will play with me for that number, but I feel like that 11 definitely was a signal. It has been going up and down, up and down, up and down. But I think that this is a good place to just get started. So let's just play the game. I want to, you get the idea, right? And I'll share along the way as we're playing the game. So the first part of the game that I do share in the process, just as an extra bonus. This is like not even the process, but just as an extra bonus, is you. So today. So imagine today. If you could write it down on a piece of paper, and if you can't write it down, just hold it in your mind's eye. Imagine today, right, that someone gives you $100,000 cash money to spend. $100,000 cash money to spend. Okay. Can you see me okay? I feel like I look so dark. Maybe I should tilt a little bit. There we go. I feel lighter to you. Okay. So imagine someone gets you $100,000. Someone puts $100,000 blank check. Somebody put that in the comments for me. $100,000. Let me see if I can post a comment. I'm gonna put $100,000 blank check. And you can spend it. It's yours. What comes to your mind to begin spending? What is it that you want to do? Just play along. What would you do with your 100K? You got a blank check. 100K. What would you do with it? Just put it in the chat. You can just use one, a phrase. You don't have to give a whole paragraph story, because remember, there's more. I'm telling you now, you're going to get more. Okay, seek financial advice on how to make it grow. Yes, it's yours. You can spend it. So what would you do with it? 100K. Okay. 100K. So this is good. Multi-unit property. Okay, good. Keep going. I love the specifics. See, specifics, and I teach this, but I want you to get your mind ready even for your yes to yourself, right? Because sometimes we don't know how to just hold the space for what we desire. Because we don't know how. And so you won't even give yourself the yes to desire it. Okay, so keep going. Play along with me. So I have buy a house. Okay. All right. So for all of you who say invest, this is space for you to say yes to what you have to give money a purpose. That's why many of us don't have it, or we can't keep it, because we are always in a fear-based mindset of more, but you are the more. Okay, so I see real estate. Okay, 100K, 100K. Put a down payment on a home. Okay, a down payment. Your down payment would be 100K because you're not limited. How many of you only looked at one thing? You looked at it in the chunk instead of how you can take that 100K right now and do multiple things with it. Who did you think of first? Okay, all right. So you would do your business, Lee. Okay, but what does that mean? Replenish clinic. Okay, right? Buy vehicles for your business. That's specific. See, a purpose is very you when you give yourself room to the yes, right? Um, Someone else said invest in Bitcoin. So now we're more specific. And I like that we're taught that digital currency is coming up, because when I say new mind, new money, we do need to get our minds ready for a new form of currency that is coming. Okay. And it's not the first time, but many of us don't know that the paper money is not the real money. Okay. You got to get this. You got to get this. And some of you who've already taken new mind, new money, don't. What is money? What is money? Those of you, what's money? What those of you who've taken new mind, new money, those of you who've been trained in the watch my flow nurses and doctors and those in medicine who was on that tour. What's money? You've already been in that. What's money? What's money, y'all? What is the acronym for money? Okay, so those of you who have answered the question, what would you do with 100K? All right. Brittany, come on, Brittany. You close. I want you to get the exact. All right, Lakeisha. Lakeisha got it. Lakeisha's been paying attention. My own natural energy yield. That's what money is in the metaphysical. So that's why you got to get the new mind in order to get the new money. And some of us don't, we love to quote scriptures, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, but it's just a scripture when it's just something that you're regurgitating, that if you haven't studied and shown yourself approved to be ready to receive the thing that you desire, the thing that you dream about, the thing that you worry about, the thing that you crave, and what you may be called to. Come on now. So I just want to wet your whistle today for your own new mind, new money, because sometimes I have to get in my face and talk. See, I'm talking, I see my own image because it really is only me and God in the room. But when I start to think that other things have more power than that I won't play along in a game like this. I say, oh, that's she doing too much. You know how I said that the other day? Because sometimes we don't know how to get our own energy up unless we're in pain. And so pleasure seems like something that is crazy, that could be some form of sex magic to draw in and to pull in the desires of your heart, because you haven't made room for the pleasure. So therefore, you don't believe that if you just get in here and play along, that you can become attractive to this thing, because many of us haven't given ourselves permission to just consider, what would I do? Okay, so now let's shift. So now we have 100K. Let's play along. Now let's go to 500K. 500K. I'm putting it in the chat. 500K. Blank check. Come on now. What would you do with it? Let's go higher. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't this feel good? And if you're worried, if you're stuck, look at how you are responding even to the question, to the idea. Are you a skeptic? Are you judging? What's your inner conversation? Because that is the mind. And even if you're looking at my hair and maybe my locks and they're not flowing right, or you judging my tone, the tone of my voice, those things are distractions from you being able to say yes to yourself when everything around you is going on to tell you to be worried about where your next income is coming, how it's coming, what to do. Come on now, keep going. Talk back to me. I'm just talking to you while you are talking to yourself about this 500K. We're going from 100K to 500K. Come on now. What would you do with it? What would you do with it? This is an exercise. This is okay. So now we got buy rental properties. Okay, now, all right. So keep going. Someone else said buy a house. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Earlier, somebody said for the 100K to pay off debts. That's what many people think about is the debt, right? Because many of us have debt, but we haven't been taught about good debt. And so we judge ourselves, and really melanated people are the ones who equate their value with whatever is happening in their bank account. And we don't know the game. So there's several ways to play these games. And we don't oftentimes spiritual entrepreneurship is not something that people trust. So you will go to the coaches and to the business people who dangle shiny things in front of you based off of what they have. And so that's how we want what they want. We want what they have. But do you desire what's for you? Because what God has for you is for you. And maybe what you are looking at is for somebody else. It could be even bigger. All right, 500K. All right, so now y'all playing along. You're getting in the energy, right? You're getting in the energy. Everybody wants land, I see. Somebody wants land in Africa. Okay, now, yeah, come on now, because who said you had to just stay in the United States? Who said you had to do? Who even told you that this was the next best decision that you would do? Okay, keep on going. All right now. So we're getting real specific in what part of Nigeria, in Nigeria, have a house built. Okay, now for those of you who want houses, now you got this 500K. Did you consider the maintenance of the thing that you? No, so no, you didn't think about that. You just gave yourself permission to see it on the other side, right? But a part of the new mindset is also being able to know how to even drill down so that you can manifest right now where you are in and move into where you desire to be. These are the things. Okay, I see some differences. I see some contrast. I see a little pleasure. Somebody said travel. Somebody said hire somebody. Come on now. I see somebody. What else do we have here? Everybody wants house. Someone said pay a coach to help me shift my mindset. That's real game right there. That's real game right there. Because how many of you have watched athletes, rappers, reality TV stars get a check, get a bag? Come on now. How many of you have seen the people get the bag, but then end up owing taxes, end up having people around them that's not good for them, draining them or guilting them? Because there is a certain thing as guilt when you feel like you owe somebody something. And maybe you do, because if you get 5K, who helped you in along the way when you didn't? But do you consider that? What charity do you consider? What cause? What's the purpose of even the things sometimes that we keep in survival mode? Because most of the times we're thinking about, if I could just get this, then if I could just get that, then. And that's not a bad place to start, but it's not a place that you want to stay. And so right now, there's a new game happening. Don't think for one moment that this whole corona, it started out as corona, now it's gone to a whole nother code. And some of these things have like, you don't want me to get into the politics of all of that, right? But be aware, be ever aware of what else is happening in the background while you're focusing on the foreground on what people are telling you to focus on, right? Because there is a change that's happening to our money. That is why they're not accepting money, not because of the germs on the dollars, but because we're getting ready to convert over into a full digital currency. Go study the things. See, sisters, when we talk about feminine leadership, when we talk about feminine abundance, when we talk about being juicy and attractive to our desires, you have to start with forgiving your thought. Let's go back to the first yes. Say yes to forgiveness. forgiving the thing that you spoke over your life, that I'm not good with numbers. How many of you said, I'm not good with numbers? This is why we're playing with it. We're playing with these numbers right now, just on a level of just feel good, imagination, and play, because we let the children do it, but we don't even give ourselves to enter into our own video game, because this is our own video game console. And we don't believe in this because we're so focused out there. So therefore, you are setting up your own value. And so when you minimize the idea of being an alchemical woman, that the things that you've been holding on to and struggling with may be calling you to let go of it first in your mind. Come on now, y'all talking back to me. I want to know, do you feel me? How many of you know that there's getting ready to be an entire change in the currency? Now listen, we have people in our tribe in position, ready to show up next right now, getting ready to position you, even from your yes, to show you the basics of what money is, because we've been lied to about what money is. So shout out to Lakeisha and anyone else who got the acronym for money. But let me say this, metaphysicians and spiritual science teachers and knowers, let me say this. I knew that for years. I could spit it out to you, even not from the biblical, not to mention any biblical or Quran or any programs that religious that I ran programs I ran. It doesn't matter if you know it on a spiritual level. There is a game for us to learn. Now, I do want you to join us on 1212, just to open your heart, your mind, and your spirit to your next, no matter what you know, because it's not about what you already know. It's what we can come together and share with each other. Everybody who is winning is not flashing it. Everybody in fact, the game of money really is a private game. The public money has a different game. Come on now, how many of you all know what I'm even talking about? There's a private side and a public side. That's how come we don't understand the difference between the republic and a republican. If you understood what the republic was, it's about being free, and there are rules that govern a republic. There's admiralty laws that govern even our money and who our identity is to have access to certain things. Do you all understand? And so people are out here talking in source code, and because we're still eating baby food, it shows up in the things that we worry about. It shows up in the ways that we minimize the desires of our hearts, because we are focused on survival and we're fixed around somebody else's politics, because we don't even know where we stand in terms of law, not just law in terms of getting in trouble, because many of us have only been programmed around getting in trouble or getting out of trouble. But what about getting into something that's good to you? What about there's something that's good for your family, good for your bloodline, good even if they haven't been good to you? If they haven't been good to you, the idea of a family business will make some of you cringe, because you haven't dealt with the old mind that runs in your bloodline. Oh, that's good. That's tweetable. You haven't dealt with the old mind that runs in your bloodline. Somebody tweet that and call that a tailor-made, baby. You have to give yourself permission, because when you learn one game of yes, you open yourself up to learn other games, but you have to always surrender the position of no, or I already know, and invite yourself to say yes to forgiveness. Yes to your spiritual gifts. Yes to practice. And yes to getting good loving. You don't have to necessarily do it in that order. Okay, let's keep the game going. But I did say that I was going to teach as I go along. Let's just go up one more increment. Let's go up to a meal. what you have $1 million. And even if you're not playing alone and you're just looking at everybody else's answers, give yourself to permission just to type $1 million. Just type it out. Type out the numbers. Write down the numbers so that you can get into contract with your yes, with your agreement. With come on. Y'all talking to me, or am I just talking to myself? I'm waiting on you to see you in the chat. I'm trying to see you in the chat. I so forgot to go on Instagram today. Lord have mercy. Here we go. Okay, put it in the chat. Oh, no. You don't want to just write 1M. Just like Dana Beasley, get friendly with your numbers. Hey, y'all, I forgot about y'all again on IG. So here I am. We're playing the new money game. And so we're playing with the energy of 100K, 500K. But right now the folks on Facebook are playing with 1 million right now. So what would you do if you had 100K? What would you do with it? How would you spend it? What would you do with it? If you want to get caught up, you can catch the full video on YouTube. Okay, now let's continue. All right, so here we go. You put in the numbers, you fill that out, you see the zeros in your mind's eye. You have $1 million now. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Why? And so I want someone who already answered now. Okay, Brittany, you already answered that you have $1 million, right? And you're answering what you would do with it, right? Okay, I love what you said. I love what you said. Brittany said, now I need my millionaire tribe. Everything I said previously, now I need some further enlightenment and I need a coach or advisor, but the goal would be to grow it. Okay, cool. So we imagine those of you who are on this live on IG that you have been given 100K and play with that. Then play with a 500K. We're playing a game, and I'm teaching today about saying yes to new money. But in order to get the new money, you have to have a new mind, and it recycles. So, all right. So what would you do with it? Keep going, y'all. Keep going. Don't stop. You put in the numbers. You got into relationship with it. Now, Brittany, since you already answered, I want you to tell me, why do you think I'm asking you to put in the comments what you would do with it? Why do you think I'm asking you to put in the comments what you would do with it? So Chantel, that's what you would do with $1 million? You would get a new mind? Okay. I ain't mad at you. Okay. Okay. So we have another one. Find a life coach, invest in Bitcoin, give to charity, battered women, grow the money, travel more. We have more who say they would invest. Okay. Yes. Brittany said the power associated with writing the vision. Yeah, because every one of you who are answering these questions are giving yourself permission to say yes right now. We are doing it experientially. And yes, that is the power of being in tribe. That is the power of having a coach. That is a power of coming into special sessions, because you're not judging about whether it has enough Jesus for you, or whether it has enough Allah for you, or whether it's Hotep enough for you, or whether it is witchy enough for you, or whether it is whatever the case may be. Whatever judgments that we make that block us sometimes from participating in the desires of our heart, in our feminine power, because that's really who I'm talking to. I'm calling you forth, feminine leaders, because some of you have just been hiding. It's been okay for you to stay in the quiet, because some of you don't know that this is ancestral. This is the fear of showing up in the things that you are interested in. It's ancestral, and it blocks your money. It blocks you because some of you don't have healthy relationships with women. Come on now. And so you are worried about, if I fully show up, if I really play full out. And I want to tell you about 4 ways to play the game. Some of you who already have coached with me know that there are 4 ways to play the game, right? And so the question is, have you gotten into the game of yes, and how to play it lately? Because it's been a lot going on this year. And this 12-12 gateway is key for us as women. 12 was the number of disciples. 12 is their number. See, because if you can't get into relationship with the spiritual numbers and the power and the message of numbers, then how can you get into relationship with the numbers that you desire to manifest in your bank account? The number or the investments that you desire to return on you if you're stingy in your heart, if you're comparing yourself to someone else. Come on now. Because I've been there. I've been in the place of wondering, why not me? Why you blessed this one? And then I had to shift my focus. And why are they winning and they know less? Oh, judgment, arrogance. Oh, come on now. So I know I'm talking to some magical people who are watching today. And I know I'm talking to some spiritual masters, because I like being in a high vibrational tribe. But sometimes when you're in a high vibrational place, there's a tendency to pull away. There's a tendency to feel like you cannot let your leadership be seen. And that is the ego. And the ego is what eases God out. And God is in you, as you, and through you. That's why you are the money. I already taught this, but you got to come in and get some more. I said I was ending, and I am today. So I'm leaving you at a meal. Now, if you want to play the New Mind, New Money game, it's going to be available on latanyataylor.com again at the beginning of the year. And those of you who are going to be doing any of the juicy work and the other things that we have going on are going to be able to get into a special package with that, because I'm going to be doing a special business incubator next year, because there are things that I learned and mistakes I made, and people watched me struggle in business. And I am so passionate about other spiritualpreneurs who get the idea of investing and saying yes to your feminine and understanding a feminine business model. I really want to, because a feminine business model is collaborative, and it doesn't have to be competitive and cutthroat. It doesn't mean that if I step on your neck, then I'm going to get up to the neck. I understand that there are industries that operate like this, but spiritpreneurs understand that there's something bigger than just the cheat sheet, right? The way around it, that sometimes I need to have the strength to go through it and to stand up in it. But you do that beginning with yourself. And so I look forward to this business incubator, because there are things that I haven't said that can help with social media. There's mistakes I made that I know now. There are things that, we've been running online game in terms of running our business for years. But now many of you who are forced to be online, or forced after COVID to consider your business and how to work from home and come out of the brick and mortar setting. This is new to you. Even church. Do you know how many ministers judged me for having an online ministry as playing small or hiding or something? But that's what I was called to. And I am a woman ahead of my time. And I like to be there for those who are women ahead of their time. Because you know what it feels like when you know that there's something that's working in you that's bigger than you, but sometimes it's not that you don't know the technical things to do it. Many of us could go get the technical information, or we've already got it and been sitting on it. And that is the new mind part that opens the way for the new money. Oftentimes, you can tell I'm passionate about this. You can tell, right? Because I am the money. And so are you. And so we're stopping at a meal. And this is a game that when you play it in community, when you do this game, what it does is it raises your vibration, and it opens the way for you to begin to even get into agreement that with your cognitive mind and with your imagination. And that is the feminine. We don't have to make it too deep. That's the feminine power, not just the hustle and grind and I got to get it. And some of you are leaders who are tired anyway. You're tired of leading. You are being the one to figure it out. But we've been trying to figure out the small. But what if we got just what if we thought bigger? What if you let go of gender roles and looked at the idea that, and I'm specifically talking to wives because there are a lot of dynamics where women make more money than men, right? And I understand that. And so I didn't think that I would, but if I had kept the old mind that was looking for somebody to provide for me, when I am, I could just stop at I am. But when I get that, I can get in relationship with provision. And anything that I attract comes to match, amplify, or take me into the next level. And you understand what I'm saying now. I'm talking about a little mix of good loving, feminine abundance, and all that stuff. So come on, y'all. Y'all got to get more of this Get Juicy. Those juicy butterflies that are in the room, you probably are just needed just this little reminder, but because you've gotten some of this already. Yeah. So are you all still there? So I said I would end every broadcast with, is this too deep? Was this too deep? Because I'm thinking about just doing it. If you all tell me that this wasn't too deep, I might just have to do the Too Deep podcast, right? Because if you all keep on telling me that it's not too deep for you, then I don't know. I might embark on a new thing. Too deep for some and scratching the surface for others. Come on. I don't know if Facebook is hey. I don't know if Facebook is stuck or whatever, because I'm not seeing anything. Hey, TD. When family shows up, hey, TD. All right, y'all. So join me at 12 on 12 at 12. Have you registered for 12? If you think this is something, wait till you get in the room. When women come together, we become a womb. And so we are creating this womb space on 12 at 12 in the special session. I say yes to myself to enter into this gateway and begin to prime our pumps for what's coming even after that. December is loaded with transitions. And even yesterday, how many of you up in the DC area or up north knew about the aurora lights, where you could see the aurora lights from where you live? The aurora lights really are something special, and I could probably going on and on, but they have a spiritual significance. It is a spiritual portal, and so these transitionings are opening and closing and shifting, going forward, going backward. Without getting into it, I probably am going to have to do just a special video or recommend some videos for us. For those who are already registered, expect that from me. So go ahead to latanyataylor.com to sign up for 12/12 at 12 for our special session, Calling All Feminine Leaders. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you on the other side, good people.